and welcome to They Did It and So Can You. We are showcasing entrepreneurs, business owners, and successful people who are going to tell you their stories of how they became successful and how they became business owners.
Yeah, right now we're here in Richmond, Virginia at Johnson Incorporated, which is known as Johnson Marketing. The owner is Mr. Kenneth Johnson. He's going to take you inside of his office right now. Beautiful office located here in downtown Richmond, Virginia. Today we're here in Richmond, Virginia with Mr. Kenneth Johnson, who is the owner of Johnson Marketing. Now, Kenneth, could you please tell us what Johnson Marketing is actually all about?
Johnson Inc. is a full-service marketing and communications firm. The two sides to the firm. One side of the firm produces events in every quarter of the year up and down the East Coast. The other side of the firm is a public relations firm that handles community affairs, governmental affairs. We represent an array of Fortune 500 companies as they seek to achieve a stronger relationship in ethnic communities.
Okay, and can you just give us an example of some of the types of things that you actually do with some of these companies?
With some of these companies, we go out and we do community outreach with these organizations, with organizations on their behalf. We go out and interview nonprofit organizations to see what type of programs they have. Then we come back and we make recommendations to our corporate clients, telling them these are good groups they should support, or these are groups that perhaps they should look to move on and not support. We try to identify opportunities in which these companies can find a way to make an impact in these communities in which they feel like they are giving their resources, and that and those resources are being used in the most efficient manner.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, could you just let me know what is it that inspired you to get involved in this type of business?
Well, I believe that sometimes you let things in life guide you and happen to you. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. It's always been a goal of mine. I've grown up around entrepreneurs all my life. Like folks like Mr. Tony Moore and Janet Moore, who had a catering business at one time. They've had a barber shop. We used to shine shoes in the barber shop. We've done all sorts of things in the barber shop. We knew how to make our own way. We'd go buy space, fix up the space for the barber shop. Next thing you know, we were in full operation at the barber shop. So I've always been around folks that were entrepreneurs, and I knew that was something that I always wanted to do at some point. Finding the particular area that fits me best, that's been somewhat of a challenge, but I decided I wanted to do something we can pull people together and educate folks. And that's been a positive for us in many ways, because we've been able to create events that pull people together, and then educate them about music, educate them about sporting events, educate them about our community and what the African American community is all about, and the positive aspects of the African American community. And so all those things have brought about a tremendous amount of joy and success for our firm. And so, with those blessings, we only look back and say, what can we build on, and how can we continue to grow our organization?
Okay. Now, how long have you been in business?
I've been in business this May 15 years.
15 years?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
This March, I'm sorry.
This March?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. Okay, now, is there any particular background that you need in order to get into this type of business?
Well, I think you'd want to get a degree in marketing. You wanted to get, or some type of administrative degree. I wouldn't say that to go to college to do something in particular. Matter of fact, I tell most people that talk to me about college is to get a degree in finance or IT. Those two areas will always be around, always needed for a long time to come, as well as medicine. But in terms of getting in this particular area, you want to know a little bit about everything. You want to know something about the arts. You want to know something about the healthcare system. You want to know something about land use policy. You need to know something about every aspect of living that there is to know. And a lot of people just fail to know that. Some people look at life and they see others in life as the background of their life. But when I see others in life as the background of their life, my curiosity always wants me to ask the question, what do they do? Why do they choose the car that they drive? Even when I'm looking at the red light beside a woman, I'm wondering, is she a nurse? Is she a CIA agent? Or is she a maid for somebody? Or is she a grandmother? Whenever I look at people, I'm always curious to know who they are, what they do. And curiosity really has brought me to this business, because I looked at the way in which mainstream events took place, and I said to myself, why is it that our events always have black and white flyers on black and white paper and run off a copy machine for our events? And why can't we have slick color flyers? Why can't we start on time? Why can't we do things the same way that mainstream events take place? And so I set out to create a firm that had a lot of principle, that would do things by certain guidelines on a consistent basis, day in and day out, year in and year out, and people would grow to appreciate the brand. Now Johnson Inc. has a good brand, and I think people follow our events. I think people know when they come to our events, they have a certain level of expectation that Johnson Inc. will get it done. It's going to start on time, the quality is going to be there, and you're going to have an enjoyable, pleasant time. Over the course of doing more than 350 concerts in the past 15 years, we've never had one single incident that involved the police department. And it's because of the way we approach the event going in on the front side. In the course of hosting, some in the neighborhood of 100 different basketball classics and events. Again, we've not had a single incident that brought us to believe that we need to take it in a new direction. And there are times that we've had our challenges, and there are times that we chose to change the demo of our audience. And when you seek to do that, then you have to look at who your partners are. And one time we had a partnership with a school system, and that school system was sending their 9th or 10th graders. Where at this time, those kids are happy and joyful, and they want to do things to have fun. And so, of course, they cause a lot of ruckus. We decided to change the demo and focus more with the churches, and have the churches come in there with chaperones and not necessarily with the school systems, and also partner with the police department. So even though we took 2 steps backwards, it actually moved us 4 steps forward, because we matured our audience within a matter of 2 years' time for this particular event. In addition to that, the demo for the audience went up, and we reduced our security costs, and we reduced a lot of the headaches in association with the event just by refocusing our attention on who our partners were and how we were distributing our complimentary tickets for this particular fair.
If someone came up to you and asked you, Mr. Johnson, I have this idea, I have this business that I want to start, but I don't know what to do, what type of advice would you give them?
First thing is they'd have to look at who's around them and what's around them. When you look and you have an idea about a dream or something, you have to assess all the people around you, and then you have to determine whether or not you want to share your idea with them or not. That's number one for me. Because there's so many naysayers. There's so many people that pull on you and say you can't do it. There's so many people who are worrying about their own survival and what they need you for and what they want you to get done for them, that they have no idea of how to bless you and how to support what your efforts are, and don't understand that if you're successful with your efforts, then everybody will be successful. And so I believe in the rising tide theory, but I also believe that you need to go it alone in terms of laying out your strategy and making sure that you surround yourself with positive people that believe in what you're trying to get done. And even when you fail, those same people are there to lift you up and help keep moving you along. Because if you don't, then your time added will be very short. Because if you surround yourself with a bunch of negative people, then your mind will only manifest negative thoughts. If you surround yourself with a bunch of drama, your mind will only manifest and create drama. And so I'm big on positive so that we can manifest positive ideas. I'm big on positive so that the bank account can be positive. I'm big on positive because positive reinforces positive energy, and you can continue to get positive folks around you and new initiatives and new ideas and new ventures. So that's number one. The second piece to it, I think, for me is laying out a long-term strategy that works for you. Understanding where you want to be, and then charting the course. Don't be the victim. Too many people are the victim. I can't do this because of the man. Well, if you change this and says, I can do this because I got spirit and I got God, who is the man, then you can, really catapult yourself in a positive direction. A lot of people look at all the obstacles. Such and such wouldn't meet with me today. But fine, go sit outside in the parking lot of that cat where his business is and wait for him to come out there and says, look, I bought you a cup of coffee because all I wanted was 30 seconds of your time. I want to meet with you just to talk to you about my plan. My 30 seconds are up. Please give me that opportunity. I promise you that you will make an impression on that person that's so great that they're going to want to meet with you, because they understand you took the sacrifice and you were patient enough to sit in that parking lot and wait for them to come out there the entire day. Those are the type of extraordinary things that you need to do in order to move forward. And a lot of people don't want to take charge of their dreams. You can't just have a dream and host a dream. You got to have a dream and take charge of the dream and move that dream forward. It's your job to shepherd the dream. And many people lose that opportunity, don't see it.
So basically what you're saying is you have to take action.
You have to take action with a reasonable, solid plan of action.
You can do it, anything you wanna do, you can do it. You can do it, anything you wanna be, yes you can be it. You